Colby Covington, big fight coming up. So we got UFC 225. It's going to be in Chicago. I got to ask you a little bit about the pro wrestling. So you were involved in Impact Wrestling. They did a big angle. Bobby Lashley, Dan Lambert, Mr. American Top Team was involved. You had Moose. You had John Hartnett right here at the school here, American Top Team at Coconut Creek. What was that whole experience like? And when they approached you about, hey, do you want to be involved with this? Or how did that happen for you to get involved in it?
Dan Lambert presented it to me. You know, that guy's Mr. One Line, Mr. One Take. That guy can shoot a promo like none other. I mean, he goes on the mic and he's flawless. So, you know, he brought the idea to me. It was a great angle and a great opportunity to go to Impact and go out there and go beat up some pro wrestlers. So, you know, those guys think they're tough, but they don't know what tough is.
Were you a wrestling fan growing up?
Yeah, big wrestling fan. Love The Rock. You know, if you smell what The Rock is cooking. And, you know, obviously Ric Flair, you know, I'm an advocate of Ric Flair. I live by his lifestyle, you know. I got the women, got the money, got the cars, got the limousines, the private jets, the Rolex wearing. That's me. That's what I do, you know. So that's why I'm preparing for the UFC with the Ric Flair style.
How much fun did you have when Impact Wrestling did that ATT versus, or MMA versus Impact Wrestling?
Oh, dude, that was so much fun. I look forward to doing it again and going to WWE. That's the end plan. So, you know, I've had a great time with the pro wrestling circuit, and I look forward to many more years to come.
What's it like for you? Because things are really taking off with MMA, but you mentioned the pro wrestling and all. So when you look at people like Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, Ronda Rousey now with WWE, do you see yourself going that route as well and trying to do both?
Yeah, I definitely see myself transitioning into that route eventually. You know, luckily Bobby Lashley has the in. He's our teammate, and he's the one that kind of brought the angle to Dan Lambert originally to go to Impact Wrestling. So, you know, I'd love to go join Bobby and all those guys in WWE, but, you know, I'm going to do a better job than Rhonda, man. She's been marking out, and she's not acting like the same person she was in the UFC, you know. She's been like a little giddy schoolgirl, you know. That stuff's not going to get to me, you know. I'm going to be the same person, the heel, the supervillain, the bad guy. So, you know, if they pay me for my services, I'm going to come over there and do a good job.
Well, that's the thing. They got Rhonda as the face, the baby face, rather than the heel. I think that's the reason, though, because they're saying, all right, we want fans to cheer all this and all like that. But if they make her the heel, I think that's the real Ronda Rousey right there.
That's the real Ronda Rousey, the one that was in her face, in girls' face, you know, talking crap, never wanted to shake girls' hands, no sportsman in UFC, but now she's a baby face? How can you make that kind of turn? It doesn't make sense to me, but, you know, I'll let that be up to Triple H and Stephanie McMahon for making those decisions.
That's it right there and all. You mentioned Oregon. You're from Oregon. I'm just curious, too, because it was back in the day, but were you a Roddy Piper fan then? Because I think Roddy was from the Oregon area and all.
Was he? Yeah.
It might have been. See, I didn't know. And I think his kid is actually in MMA.
Is he?
Now, yeah, he's trying to get involved there. So I didn't know if you knew anything about Piper.
Yeah, I knew about Piper, but I wasn't like a big fan of him. But, you know, much respect to him for being from Oregon.
I believe so. Originally, obviously, his background from Ireland, or the Irish background, or Scotland. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Ireland, Scotland and all. But actually, I believe he was from Oregon. So, but anyhow, Stevie Richards. ECW original, spent time in WWE, also WCW. You've been working with Stevie. Stevie does a lot of training and all. So tell us about the relationship there with you and Stevie.
Oh, man, it's a great relationship. I mean, he's my strength and conditioning coach. And as you can see, this is raw American steel and twisted sex appeal. So, you know, he's been helping me get it on this diet right and get my strength and conditioning right. And obviously helping me with promos and all the other business aspects. So, you know, we're doing something that's never been done before in the game, and we're going to take it over. You know, we're going to take over the UFC and then go back to the WWE.
And KM from Impact Wrestling, huge MMA fan. He loves MMA and all. Tell us about your relationship with KM, and he was actually at a press conference that you were involved in, if you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, man, my relationship with KM is really good, man. I got a lot of respect for that dude. He's a really hard worker, man. The guy is just nonstop hard working and putting in work, and he's always trying to get his name out there and do better things. And, you know, thankfully I got a big guy like him. He's like 6'6", 250, you know. So when I was in Brooklyn, you know, everybody was trying to come at me and attack me, and I got this guy behind me as my bodyguard. So everybody was like second guessing, like, okay, we're not going to touch Colby, you know, KM, that dude's big, man. We don't want nothing to do with him. So yeah, KM's, he's a beast, man. He's a big dude. He's a good pro wrestler.
do you ever get a chance, and I know, again, you're busy, your MMA career is just taking off, but do you get a chance to watch any wrestling right now these days, or not too much?
Yeah, not too much. I've been studying so much on RDA and the UFC right now. My focus and study right now is in the UFC, but afterwards, I'm definitely going to transition and be full-time pro wrestling after I get done with my UFC career.
That Chicago event that you got coming up, UFC 225, where you're going for the title, CM Punk, former pro wrestler, will also be on that card. It'll be his second fight in his hometown, Chicago. Just what are your thoughts of CM Punk transitioning to MMA and having him on this card, which you're the man on this card?
I'm the man, but we'll see if he's still stealing moves from Kenta. So, we don't know what to expect. Hopefully he steals some moves from Kenta, and that'll help him win an MMA fight. But, that guy, he's not on my level. He knows what's up. He doesn't want a piece of the chaos.
That's awesome. All right, promo to end us out of here. You're going for the belt. What's going on, brother?
June 9th, live on pay-per-view from the United Center. Watch me dunk my nuts on RDA's forehead. I'm taking 10 pounds of gold. He's leaving the stretcher on a
gurney,
yeah. No, the ER is coming for him, but no matter what, I'm getting my 10 pounds of gold. I'm going to go on my private jet, and I'm coming back to my women in Miami.